Crazy
Let's
fight.
go. In the lightweight division, Drew Dober defeated Bobby Green by knockout at 2 minutes 45 seconds of round number 2. Omar, give us your breakdown of this little fight that went down.
It's a wild fight, man. This was a wild little barn burner. Bobby Green was putting the beats on Drew Dober for round 1. I mean, he was like Cody Garbrandt and this boy inside of that octagon, short of moonwalking. I mean, he was putting on moves. He bloodied up Drew Dober. Drew Dober's face was a mess by the end of the first round. And it was a lot, honestly, mostly off of jabs, some counter crosses. But Bobby Green kept it simple. Bobby Green just laid out the fundamentals as beautifully as you could ever watch. I think he's even better at the fundamentals, frankly, than Sean Strickland. And I say that knowing full well Bobby Green just got knocked out. But
He's definitely better. Yeah, I agree.
he's so damn good. Drew Dober, though, is a tank. And that is just a fact. I think we've talked about it before. I think nothing short of a sledgehammer to his head is going to stop Drew Dober. And Bobby Green is just not a sledgehammer. Yeah. So round 1, absolutely Bobby Green's world. Round 2, Drew Dober went full juggernaut mode, bit down his mouthpiece, and eventually was able to push right through a lot of those combos. Got Bobby Green up against the cage. Bobby Green zigged and one zagged too many and ate some shit for it. So great fight, a nasty ending from Dober. Real hype train killer with Dober. It's fantastic performance.
Mark, fill in the blank. Bobby Green is not a sledgehammer, but
Something that weaves a bee.
I'm thinking of like a weapon, like a.
Yeah, but weapons don't weave, so I couldn't think of any that worked.
I'll go with the
Knife?
fencing.
Bobby
I'm
Green-
thinking a fencing sword.
Yeah, I
He's
said
like
knife.
a nunchuck. He's like a nunchuck.
He's a
Yeah,
nice,
you could do a nunchuck. That works.
nice.
Yeah, this was a crazy story, the way this thing played out. I thought Bobby Green could outclass Drew Dober, but holy hell, we got about 7-8 minutes of Bobby Green absolutely schooling Drew Dober. And I'm sitting there like, fuck, thank God I picked Bobby Green because this is not even close. Even I didn't think he could look that good against Drew. But then to continue, what was the crazy story? We get Drew Dober doing Drew Dober things. The guy just bites down. He accepts that he can't find Bobby Green in there, and he could not. But he says, I got to find a way to walk him down. I got to find a way to get him backed up against the cage. I'll absorb 3 shots so I can land 1 shot. And that's exactly what he did. And he was getting clipped every time he tried to walk Bobby Green down. But eventually he gets in there. He switched up his timing really beautifully to land that kill shot left hook that he landed. It was kind of like 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Like it was like a delay, and Green just got thrown off by the timing switch, and he turned the fight on its head in a matter of seconds. And he flipped a fight where he was getting outclassed into a fight where he gets a highlight knockout. So that's the thing with Drew Dober. He is a dog. He's a smart fighter, which helps, and he's a dangerous fighter. And because of all that, he's never out of it. And that is a monster win for him.
Although, I mean, apart from the Islam fight with Bobby Green, I feel like Bobby Green almost never looks bad. He like always looks really good. Like, man, this guy's very good at fighting.
To be fair, Bobby Green didn't even look bad against Islam. Just Islam looked superior in general. He didn't even let Bobby Green do shit. Yeah.
Okay.
I did that timing the wrong way, by the way. I slowed it down. He sped it up. It was 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Like, but if you see the clip, you'll understand what I'm saying.
Man. Dober has quite a few attributes that he can go. He could go far in lightweight. He could. He's got a great chin. He has good enough cardio. He has really good power for 55. And
Yeah, he happens to be in a division full of killers.
He does. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
that chin's not going to hold up at the top. You can't do what he did with Bobby Green against people like Michael Chandler or Gaethje or even Dariush at this point. Like it's
The guy's
just it's
got-
not
he's
it's
got
not
a-
going to work.
He's got a Drew Dober's got a melon. He's got a big head.
He does.
Give me a name, Omar, for where you would want to see Drew Dober go next at 55.
So he called him out in the cage, and I got to say, I really like to call out him against Jalen Turner would be a hell of a fight. I don't see any reason why that fight wouldn't
Fight.
cause people to watch at all. That's a great fight, great matchup, and it would see if Drew Dober's ready for the top 15.
Mark?
Finally.
Yeah, I got no problem with that fight. Just for something different, if we don't get that one, I'll throw out a name that Omar actually used earlier, which is Dan Hooker. I just think that fight would be incredible. I'd love to watch them play the mental game as much as the physical to compare, each other's toughness. I just feel like there's a lot of fun angles to that fight.
Okay.
Nice.
Mark, any names do you have for Bobby Green before we move on?
He looked so good that I kind of want to give him another fairly big chance. Like, I don't want to necessarily reset him. I don't know when Diego Ferreira is due back. I know he was hurt. I feel like it's been a minute. I'm imagining he'll be back soon. But I think someone like that who's kind of been in the edge of those rankings, been in the mix, I'd like to see Bobby get one more shot against that type of a fighter.
Okay, Omar.
So for Bobby, hear me out. I don't know if it would happen, but him against Paddy Pimblett, I think would be fun. I have no intention of keeping.
for sure.
I have no intention of keeping Paddy Pimblett safe. At this point, if he dies, he dies. But in the meantime, I'm going to get some good fights out of it. So, Paddy Pimblett versus Bobby Green.
I would be picking Bobby
All day.
without really debating it.
All day. Yep.
Really? Wow. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
I would.
I don't think the ground game of Pimblett is let me rephrase. I don't think the getting to the ground game of Pimblett is good enough to cause worry for Bobby Green. And the striking, we're not even going to do that. Bobby Green's on a different level.
I think Bobby's underrated on the ground. I think against Islam it doesn't matter because
everywhere.
Islam is Islam.
Yeah.
But as a whole, I don't think he's so easy to take advantage of.
I don't think he's easy to take down for a wrestler, let alone for somebody who technically doesn't wrestle.
Yeah.